Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. Well, I am excited to participate in a new themed month for the month of April 2022 that Ken over at MidLevelMedia has put out. He's put out a themed month around Sylvester Stallone movies. So for those of you who may not know, Ken over at MidLevelMedia has been doing a themed month each month this year in 2022. So in January, he started off doing a themed month around Westerns. February was Buddy Cop month, and last month in March, the theme was 1984, all the great films that came out in the year 1984. Now we're in April, and the theme for this month that he's put out is Sylvester Stallone movies. So I'm now looking forward to seeing, for each month, what's going to be the theme in May and June and so forth and so on. But for the month of April, the theme that he's put out is Sylvester Stallone movies. So I thought to myself, okay, what films do I have in my collection that are Sylvester Stallone movies? And to be honest, I don't really have a lot in my collection actually so far. I need to collect more of his films, but I've seen a lot of his movies over the years. Of course, the Rocky movies, Creed, of course, Cobra, films like the Rambo movies. I mean, just fantastic films from this action superstar legend that is Sylvester Stallone. So I thought, what is a movie that I should cover in this video that would be a movie that I haven't seen? Because I also have a series on my channel called Backlog Treasures, where I pull a title off the shelf that I picked up 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. In this case, even longer. I've had this title for probably at least 6 or 7 years. So it's collected a layer of dust about this thick. And I finally pulled it off the shelf last night, popped it in the player and watched it. And it is a film from 2010 starring Sylvester Stallone. It's also a film that he directed with an all-star cast of action superstars. And it is 2010's The Expendables. Now, I'll just tell you right off the bat, this is not a particularly great film, but I picked this film because it's a film I had never seen before. I've had this Blu-ray and a DVD digital copy package for years, probably since 2015, and I've just never watched it. I don't even remember where I bought this from, but I picked it up from somewhere, went on my shelf and collected a lot of dust until I dusted it off last night, popped it in the player and watched it. And I'll tell you, I really enjoyed this film, but it's not a great film by any means. But it's a film that I'm glad that I finally got around to watching. So Ken, thank you for your challenge this month on Stallone movies, because it encouraged me to pull this title off my shelf and finally watch it. So this is The Expendables. It stars Sylvester Stallone and this all-star cast of action heroes. So you got Jason Statham, you got Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Dolph Lundgren starred in Rocky IV as Ivan Drago against Rocky Balboa and against Apollo Creed. So classic film that they were in together. You have Couture, Stephen Austin, you have Terry Crews, Mickey Rourke, and of course, the great, awesome, incredible Bruce Willis, who plays Mr. Church in this film. So this is not a great film, but this is a really entertaining film to watch. This is the kind of film that you just sit down with a tub of popcorn, kick back and just take in the action. There's a ton of action, a lot of explosions, fight scenes, a lot of shooting. Basically, the story is about a group of mercenaries led by Sylvester Stallone. He is a mercenary. He has a team of mercenaries that work with him, the core team being Jason Statham and Jet Li, along with some of these other characters as well. And he leads a team of mercenaries that do like off the book type things around the world. And Bruce Willis plays a character in this film named Mr. Church. And I think he appears in just one scene in this movie. And he hires Stallone's mercenary team to go after some operatives in South America who were involved in drugs and also an ex-CIA agent to go after them, to bring them to justice or what have you. And it's just an off-the-wall, just wall-to-wall action, explosions, gunfire. It's just it is nearly wall-to-wall action with just a few scenes sprinkled in there to sort of slow things down a little bit. But it's an action spectacular. And if you go into the movie sort of looking at it through that lens, you're going to really enjoy it. If you're looking for this to be a great film, this is not the place to go. This is a film where you just check your brain at the door and just enjoy some incredible action set pieces from this team of superstars led by Sylvester Stallone and company. So Sylvester Stallone directed this film as well. I think he also produced it. And of course, he stars in it with this great cast of characters. There's also a cameo in this film near the beginning of another famous action superstar who I will not name in this video, but you don't see his name listed in here, but he does appear in here for a few minutes, and he also appears in the future Expendables films. So I won't spoil who that is or say who that is, but he does make a cameo appearance in here, and I will be back. He does appear in the future installments of the Expendables. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching this film. I mean, this is not one of Stallone's best movies. This does not have, you know, of course, the heart of the Rocky films or the Creed films. It's not on that level. It's not one of his better films, but it's a film that you just watch where you check your brain at the door and just enjoy an action spectacular. And what I like about it is it does bring together Stallone, who at this point in his career, you know, aging, he's in his 60s at the time that he did this movie. And of course, all these action stars are sort of beyond their prime. And it's just bringing together a cast of big time action movie stars beyond their prime into a film like this where they can team up and do some kick butt things on the screen. So I really enjoyed The Expendables. It's a really fun movie to watch. And I'm glad that I finally pulled this title out of my backlog and checked it out. So again, Ken, thank you for making this month Stallone Month. It inspired me to add this title to my list of backlog treasures to pull off the shelf and finally take a look at. And I'm glad I've seen this. Now I need to go on to see Expendables 2, 3, and I think there's an Expendables 4. But let me know in the comments below what you think about Expendables. Let me know what your favorite film is in the Expendables franchise. Where does this film rank amongst other Expendables films? And just let me know what your favorite Sylvester Stallone movie is. For me, I would say my favorite Sylvester Stallone movie probably would have to be Rocky. It's a tie between Rocky and Creed. There's a part of me that almost wants to say Creed in the sense that I think that Sylvester Stallone's performance in Creed, I really wish he had won the Oscar he was nominated, but that movie made me cry. Just seeing an older Rocky Balboa, seeing him remember his wife who had passed on at that point in the story, and just seeing how he reflected on his life at that point, and the way that he spoke into the life of this younger boxer played by Michael B. Jordan. I mean, it is one of the most heartfelt performances I've ever seen Sylvester Stallone play. And to me, I think it's probably his best performance. But if I had to pick my favorite of his films, I might have to just go with Rocky. It's just one of the great classics of all time. And that music is just legendary. And it's just one of the great films that's ever been made about just, you know, human potential and the human spirit to fight on and never give up. And you know, what can I say? Just one of the great movies of all time. It's why Rocky won Best Picture in 1976. But I'll stop rambling. I did enjoy Expendables. It's not one of his better films, but I definitely recommend checking it out if you are a Stallone fan. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this film and where this film ranks in the Expendables franchise and what your favorite Sylvester Stallone film is. Let me know that in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace. Thanks again, Ken.